The purpose of any business out there is to make profit. When the profit is attractive enough, you get the right people to invest in your business. So today I want to share an insight into a conversation that I had with one of my major investors. As of today, he has over 10 bikes with NobX Logistics. My name remains Najib Aliyu Abubakar. So on this fateful day, at about past 4 p.m., I was at a friend's wedding. I received this call from this investor. I think for the purpose of this conversation, I'll refer to him as Alaji. He called to make inquiries about the business and how he can invest in NobX Logistics. He had been referred to me by a wife of a very close friend. If you're seeing this, thank you. He wanted to know how he can invest. I immediately explained in as detail as possible how he can invest with us. Okay, he's going to invest the sum of 1.1 million, and by the end of the year he's going to make a profit of 500,000, which makes it 1,600,000. We use the 1 million for this, buy a bike and all that. By the time I was done, I had thought that I had blown him away. His response was, yes, this sounds interesting, but to be honest with you, the profit isn't attractive. At that point, I had to bring out my plan B. It is worthy of note that whenever you're in business, always prepare yourself for tough questions from investors or potential customers. That is what makes you a good salesman. You do not wait until when you're in the situation, then you have to tell the person that you will get back to him. No, prepare yourself for tough questions. You have close friends, let them ask you the tough questions. Answer. Convince them. See how well that works. I tell you, you take 45 minutes every day to do this with yourself or a couple of friends. It will help tremendously in seeing that your business succeed. And if there's a book I would recommend is The Road Less Stupid. The book is good. If you have time, you can go through it. But coming back to our conversation with Alaji. So he said the profit isn't attractive for someone like me and what he has heard. He knows that if that is what I'll be making from the business, I won't go into this business. So I told him about he getting 4 bikes. And with 4 bikes, he will make a weekly remittance of 120,000 naira, which is 480,000 in a month. And by the end of the year, he's going to make a profit of not less than 2 million. But because he's investing 4 bikes, we're going to give him additional bonus of 200,000. That's 50,000 naira each on every bike. Allegedly listened carefully and still wanted to hear more. Then I had to bring out all my tools, everything, and said, Alaji, this is how I started. This is how it has been a business for me. And if you want, you can do it this way too. So first off, if you buy those 4 bikes, it's a good way to start. Now, like I explained, with the remittance of 120,000 naira every week, the second week into the operation of the bike, we're going to remit that 120,000 naira and 160,000 naira on each bike. Now, that 160,000 naira on each bike, 4 bikes, that will give you 640,000. So 640 plus the 120, that gives you 720,000 naira. If you take the initial investment, you sum it up with this, it gives you there about 800 and 860,000 or 880,000. Now, that is enough if we add another 1 week to buy you another bike. Because with that amount, once you add another 120,000 naira, you can afford to buy an additional bike. And Alhaji, if you can be patient for another 6 months, I tell you, you would have probably 7 to 8 bikes. So that said, when you have up to those number of bikes, the remittance that they will bring you on a weekly basis is absolutely very good. At this point, Alhaji interrupted and said, okay, fine, I want to buy 5 bikes. I was so excited. At that time, I didn't know why he said 5 bikes, but I quickly realized. With 5 bikes, when we commenced the operation, first week into the business, that week he has 150,000 naira. Now the following week, 150,000 naira plus the 160,000 naira over 5 bikes. When you calculate carefully, the total sum would give you 1,100,000 naira in 2 weeks. He told me at the commencement that he does not need the money for the first 2 weeks. And what he wants it for is to buy an additional bike. So at that moment, second week into the business, he already had 6 bikes. Now with 6 bikes, he'll be getting nothing less than 180,000 naira in remittance every week. Calculate that over 4 weeks and look at that over the period of a year. I tell you, by the end, if he decides with that number of 6 bikes, he is going to maintain his remittance, collecting the remittance just with 6 bikes alone. By the end of the year, he will have nothing less than 3.3 million in profits. Alhaji did not stop there. Alhaji made sure that his bikes were up to 10. Now with 10 bikes, he has 300,000 naira as weekly remittance, 1.2 million as calculated monthly remittance. Now by the end of the year, Alhaji would have nothing less than 5.5 million naira in profit alone. Which by the end of the year, what would have remitted to him, profits and capital, would be 16.5 million naira. So this is a very interesting part of the Norbex statistics. The more, the merrier. When you come into the business and you're willing to invest nothing less than 4 bikes, and you can exercise the patience of 6 months, 6 months, where you would have accumulated over 8 bikes, stretch it a little more, and you have 10 bikes. I tell you, you would have more money to take care of your basic needs and some other needs besides that. I felt today that I should share this wonderful story between the company and one of our very interesting investors. Thank you so much for your time.